What's up, guys? It's Black and back with some more RA content. We have a minions match that I've heard is quite good, and that is probably because in this bottom right corner we have Tailix playing in his traditional green as the UK, of course, so I'm sure we are going to see some light tanks, because if we don't, then it is not Tailix. And on this other side we have Sudothinker, which I am not familiar with. I think this is his first RAGL season, so this should be a pretty interesting series, especially for minions. When minions make highlight reels, you know it's going to be a good game. We are on Bloody Winter. This is an old Kazoo map. It's definitely an interesting map. You kind of got like a 4-mine start here. You can definitely crawl to all 3 of these ore spots. A little bit weird in that you know, you really have to, you're not going to get like flush with these ore, which is typically not good, but it is what it is. Only one ore there each on this map. They're kind of hidden a little bit just because of snow. As we see here, Tailix already pushed into the middle here. Unfortunately, he's going to get surrounded. He's going to have to retreat a little. Loses a little bit, but not too bad. Just 300, 600. So losing your first rifles like that, not typically great, but he should be all right here. Still going to try to move around, and so is Sudo here. I guess there is a hospital on this map too, but you know, hospitals are not so important when you're allies. You can just use medics. That free heal is totally nice as well. And so I think you're going with the forward ref here. I mean, I guess it makes sense with the way that he's crawling. And I guess, yeah, Tailix is not going to be able to reach any of his ore patches the way he crawled, which, again, kind of makes sense that you're going to have one badly placed ref. Ooh, Tailix coming in here, getting that engineer for free. No defense queue up just yet, but it is 8 seconds away. Power plant is out, so this isn't going to do anything at all. I don't think he's even going to get the power plant, so it's only firing with 3. And now Suda comes back, drops the pillbox. Probably didn't need to drop the pillbox, but he's going to be okay. He even got a medic in there too, just because luckily that medic has free healthcare as well, so, or he just patched up himself, which I guess you don't really see medics do. You know, if you'd like they could, but maybe it's a little bit too beyond their expertise to patch up themselves. They need a mirror, and there's no mirrors in this game. And it looks like one rifle coming out for... Oh, he did a ref sale. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna actually be a little bit behind. I've kind of figured out that if you have like these patches like this, you definitely don't want to ref sell. Just place that third ref close, and that's probably best. Same thing on like, wow, what was the pink clock map? Aberland had like a ore field that you could like kind of sort of get close to, and had like a bunch of debris that slid down your harvester, but it was still more efficient just to long distance mine that it is to make a 4th ref. You want to get that expansion out quickly and get on with the game, because these starting ore mine values are not typically big. These ore mines that you secure typically have all the value late game. First light tank out here for Tailix, and a second light tank out for Tailix. Alright, so I mean, this does make sense for the double ref cell. You're gonna have 2 light tanks out. Let's see what he wants to do with the 3 light tanks out. Okay, so he's double ref selling into light tank spam. That is pretty interesting. And he's just going to be on 3 harvesters, going for 4th and a Sursiva, so this is actually going to work out nicely. The problem is again, he's only going to be on 3 harvesters, but Sudothinker does not have a whole lot. In fact, he has 2 rockets here that could easily be crushed. 1 rocket down there. Oh, and the Ranger comes out just in time to see these light tanks. Oh, he's going for the power. Could totally kill that Ranger, but power not a bad choice as well. Oh, and he had a turret ready. That is some 4G big range plays right there. And the medics healing up from the light tanks, getting both those light tanks for absolutely free. Loses a little bit of power. Did have to place a turret. But that is totally fine. Although this pillbox, you know, turned out to be okay, but definitely didn't need it. Probably caused him to stall just a wee bit, but I think he will be totally fine. Looks like Tailix is building up for another ref, so again, not the best idea. If you could just place the ref there, that would be great, but it'll be totally okay. So you can get an MCV out too, and he'll just expand to the top, although I think expanding to the bottom is probably a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter too much on the top. Both these double ore mines are kind of the same. I guess expanding to the top would protect your old Derek, which is nice. It's free income, you don't want to lose that. And speaking of, with that engineer snipe, Sudothinker did not secure his oil Derek, so that's a nice little economic advantage for Tailix right now. He's up to 5 harvesters, both players up to 5 harvesters. So not a whole lot going on right now. Just kind of macroing up since we are in that stage of the game, 5 minutes out for expansion. Sudo is a little bit slower on his expansion, I believe. In fact, he is not currently building from his war factory, so that is unfortunate. It totally start, and he just now started, so he's going to be pretty behind on his NCU timing. Tailix already going to have an expansion out. See if he wants to place the ref and push. I do like that he was getting with the light tank, just to make sure there's nothing waiting in the wings to attack this MSV. Although, with the way these double mines are played out, it's kind of hard to predict which way your opponent's going to go. You definitely have to have active scouting to do that. Long distance mining with one harv. He's got a ref coming out. It would be interesting to see if he wants to save it for his MSV or if he's going to place it here like Tailix did. Now he's moving out and uses his ranger, so not the best use of the ranger, but it does see that there's an army there. And I think if he really wants to, he can take this engagement, but he's going to have to push now. He's a little bit slow, probably microing this MCV. Luckily for Tailix, he's just kind of sitting there defensively, not pushing into that. Would have been costly, but he did have 2 medium tanks. He did have quite a few rockets to lose there too. So on the other hand, yeah, he had a lot of rockets. I really wish I had the combined arms value right here. Like, easily tell me how many rockets there is rather than try to count white pixels on a slightly less white background. But it looks like, oh, the engineer already there. I don't think it's going to get there in time. There's plenty of rifles all the way, but that is funny. Did save that ref for this expansion. It's going to be closer than I want to admit, but not that close. Not pixel perfect. Here's a big engagement, but Tailix's tanks were a little bit out of position. That's unfortunate for him. But as Sudo goes in right now, that tank is not going to be long for this world. Pillboxes actually might just finish it off by himself. Oh, and now Tailix goes in again, but with no tanks, Sudo's going to have to retreat there. Army value looking pretty good for Tailix. Oh, and he has this little attack force down here. Shooting on the wrong thing, Pillbox shooting on the wrong thing, I'm pretty sure. Nope, Pillbox is on the right thing for now. But Tailix is not going to be able to get this. His army's coming down here, but that does expose a big Porsche right here. Tailix is going to kill one harvester for free. That was always nice. He needs to get those tanks in front and start pushing. His MCV will be fine. It's not going to die to that little push right there, but this is definitely a huge threat. Another harvester barely getting out of dodge. That turn cooking at a medium tank. That war factory most likely going to go down. He's just going to straight dive for it. Not a bad idea at all, but he is going to take a lot of losses here. There's a lot of defenses. Now, I think he can stay and fight if he really wants to, but he's going to retreat. He's going to take heavy losses on that retreat. Just kind of stutter and stand out, which is not a bad idea at all. Oh, trying to go for the barracks too, but not getting it. Sudo rotates his entire army back there. But guess what? Tailix is up here on the top. Has not expanded again though, and he probably should. In fact, he hasn't even transferred harvesters, so that's a little inefficient on his part, but I think he's floating 6K, so he's doing alright, economy-wise at least. Trying to repair his tanks, which is nice, but he really needs a base defense right now, which is not quite ready. Oh, it is ready, never mind, can't see. Nice placement there. Power plant gonna go down, but Tailix should be able to hold this unless all his infantry gets wiped out, because again, those tanks just not in perfect position. Try to go in for the Frenzy's Crush, but looks like he's just going to go down here. Oh, this Pillbox shooting on the wrong thing, unfortunately. So now we've got a little bit of a tit for tat. Tailix is probably going to lose his SD in just a second here. War Factory could be under threat too, but he should be able to micro out with the Pillbox. Re-rally his barracks right here. It's down there. Tier 2 transition for Sudothinker now. Nope. I thought I saw some green pixels back there, but they're gray. SD is going to go down. War Factory should not go down, but it's going to be close. There's still quite a lot of rockets there for Sudo, but this Black Hawk just shooting the power plant. Should have been killing all these rifles. And what happened to Tailix's armor right here? It looks like it got 2 harvesters. That is nice. Ranger coming out. That's the new one. I guess if you need some quick anti-army. Oh, here's another army from Tailix. That's going to get a lot of harvesters. 2 instantly going down. Third one going to go down before it gets a full load off, and that MCV is probably going to go down unless it gets out of dodge. It's going to barely get out. Draw the infantry into the pillbox. That's nice. Those 2 medium tanks could still hunt it down. Blackhawks rearmed as going to end that assault, but there is still 6 rockets there. That is actually scary. It is nothing but a harvester hunting, building, killing squad right there with 1 rifle to just kind of spot, I guess. See if he wants to micro these Blackhawks around, or if he's just gonna lose them. And then we have 5 rockets and 1 rifle coming in too. So that is gonna be a bad day for that tank. One of those Blackhawks instantly getting pushed down. And now goes the rocket battle. 1 rifle each. I don't think Tailix is gonna win that. Oh, the hospital going down. That is unfortunate. Blackhawk shooting on the medium tank, not great. Tailix is swarming on here. In fact, Sudo has no harvesters left. This is kind of crazy. And there is the GG. GG, I think that is like the most like pseudo GG, but GG's in there. I'd call that a GG. And luckily the game does not get new ends there, so well played by Tailix. That was pretty masterclass, or at least minions class on dealing with that game. Getting those tanks in front would make a big difference, but still pulled out in the end, so we'll be back for game 2 in just a second.
Battle control initialized.
Alright, we are back here for game 2. This time we are going to be on Champion from Mega Tank. Pretty classic Mega Tank map. Both picked UK again. Both same colors, so it's all allies all the way down for here. Got your double mine start and a single mine here. You can kind of expand right here and you grab 3 ore mines, which is really nice. So basically have 1 big base right here, which is a lot of your eco for this game. Kind of weird that you do that. Basically, you never see your main base having all the eco, but it's like it's really just a pseudo expansion. It's super close. I see a lot of people, including myself, just move out this main MCV and just go tank forward for a while. But you do have to be careful, because if this game does go on long, you're going to actually want to get an MCV in front of here, maybe expand here, which will help with that, and you're definitely going to have to secure this. So I think the way this game typically plays out is you have 1 big base here. If it goes on past like the mid game, because people just can't find a way through, you see some expansion down here, but more so all of the gameplay just happens up here. There's some flanks that'll happen down here, but you never see like a huge army going all the way down here. There's not a whole lot of like base defenses or anything, which is kind of weird, because you know there is the significant part of your eco that's not part of your main base down here. I guess like 50% more since this is your only one, but again, just there's so much money here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mines on the start. That is kind of crazy. Almost makes me want to make a map that just has a 6 mine start and see what actually happens. It'd be definitely a weird game for sure. Tailix going engineer first. Already pushing Sudo on this, and Sudo might be going for a war factory first. Nope, he's just got a whole lot of air rifles by the hospital. Sudo really likes that hospital play. And Tailix is just inside that vision, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he definitely was. Let's see how Sudo wants to respond. He's just gonna lose his oil derrick since he is kind of macroing up right now. It's unfortunate for him. Oh, those rifles are not gonna get there. I don't think it's gonna be very, very close. This actually might be pixel perfect, but Tailix is gonna try to position his army. But I think he's going to be okay. It's going to be so close. Oh, once again, almost pixel perfect. I guess Sudothinker knew exactly what he was doing. Timed that perfectly. He's going to come out with a nice 700 to 0 loss right there. So 403 rifles killed. That is pretty good. What is Tailix got going on the backside of this? Both players just getting up to that war factory. Very similar timings, which is nice to see. I do like that Sudothinker does have that pillbox ready again. Tailix is not going to Grand Rush you since he's all going to be allies, but never a bad idea, just in case he wants to rifle push. And Tailix is barely going to win that engagement if he wants to push in, but he's going to take some heavy losses. Does have the better concave formed up. 1200 to 300 destroyed lost right now, so that is actually kind of surprising. Tailix lost a lot of rifles there. He's only down to 7, and one of them is basically on his death's door. Unfortunately for him, Sudo is going to get this hospital, so these 2 rifles will heal up unless Tailix pushes like right now, but I do not expect that. Is he going for more lightning skin? Nope, just a harvester this time. Sudothinker. Oh, he does push in as soon as the hospital is captured. He's going to lose all those rifles. So that is a nice clean win there. 1900 to 600 destroyed loss. Pretty good. Sudo with the ranger first. I do like that. There's a lot of oil on this map and the hospital, so it does make sense. Kind of go light vehicle first. And if you know you've killed all your opponent's rifles, then you know pushing with some rockets right now could be really strong. Tailix out here with a light tank. Gonna poke out the ranger a little bit. Ranger just doing a little bit of scouting. Oh, he's gonna go back in. That's a bad idea. Oh, goes down. Unfortunately, not targeting the rifle, or not targeting the rocket, instead targeting the rifle. So that is a nice little win there. It actually brings us pretty back to even. 1900 to 1100. All your army values very similar there. 5th Harvester out for Tailix, right as that SD comes out, so that is great macro timing for him. Sudothinker looks like he's also pretty close. I think he's actually ahead. It makes sense since Sudo went for Ranger and Tailix went for the Light Tank. So we'll have to see what these players want to do. If they're just going to expand right here and kind of crawl. Looks like they're both going to go MCV, obviously, so not doing what I would typically do with the one MCV play here. That is really fine. Takes out with a medic this time. He's going to get that nice heal. Always want to incorporate medics into your army. It's kind of like definitely a pivotal part of allies plays. Medics mechanics are kind of like dogs for allies, where it's like they're very situational. Like, yes, you do want to use them, and you should be using them, but you can't just like build them all the time. There's only certain times you want to build them. And for Soviets, dogs and grenadiers are very like tier 0, tier 1, like 3 minutes into the game, and after that they are pretty much done. You occasionally see Grens like show up late game, but not so much. And Tailix is going to move both MCs out to the same direction. That is kind of weird. The MC is super close to that ORA, which is going to be nice when he has to build across it, but kind of weird. Does have a decent build radius on this thing, and does have one pillbox place that I do kind of like that. Hell, I don't like that placement in the ref. I'd rather much see it here, but it is what it is. Now he's going to start crawling towards the bottom. Hopefully he crawls out fast, as far as they can at least. Maybe place the ref here and then just keep building. That'll help sure up your ORA. And of course, minions players doing minion players things. Sudo is going to go down to this bottom. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, because you know you're going to be able to secure this. The only problem is if Tailix moves and sees there's nothing here, and he's really smart, he'll just move an MC all the way down. It looks like he's just going to expand across the top. Sudo, on the other hand, if he can control this, that will be nice, since, again, it's very hard to take this as your opponent. And if you can secure this and all this, that is a lot of econ on this map, and you can absolutely enjoy that. But both players kind of 6-sense in each other, both moving out. Looks like similar armor values, but Tailix does have 1 light tank and a medic versus 2 medium tanks, so it's all going to come down to angle here. I think Tailix has a little bit more on both these armies. Going to actually pass each other blindly, which is kind of interesting. There's a decent amount of pillboxes down here with some reinforcements. Sudo once again with a very quick transition to tier 2. He's on 3 Raxes and up to radar tech, which is, oh no, oh no. No, not like this. No. That is a free MCV, and the tanks are in front. Sudo is going to lose this expansion. He's rotating his army back too, which I don't like. That is super unimportant. And of course, mechanic in there. Not going to have too much of an effect here. But Tailix is probably going to get away with... Oh, well, maybe Blackhawk could save him, as long as it doesn't fire on the light tank. Oh, no, it's firing on the light tank. Unfortunate. Oh, with that falling on the helipad, Tailix probably not going to get there. All the army coming down. That was brutal for Sudo right there. I mean, he did clean up on armor value, which is nice, and now he does have a 5k lead. At the same time, that was all of his expansion, and now he's going to struggle here. This Harvester, I think, got accidentally stopped the fan. Nope, it's going back where he ordered it. But he's going to be hurting on cash in just a second here, and you can already see it's coming. Income is about 2k less, but he does have this giant army, and he is up to tier 2. Tailix is also up to tier 2. Expanded here, but it hasn't placed a ref. Found a ref here, so Tailix is in real strong position here. Just needs something. He probably needs some air to scout to see where this army is, because if it hits him on this side and he is not prepared, that could be really bad for Tailix. Let's see, Sudo is moving out, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Do like that he's scouting with his Blackhawk here too, so he's definitely very knowledgeable skill player so far. Definitely a good minions contender. I would expect him to do decently well, but there is some tough competition in minions this season, that is for sure. Where is that rifle? I hear it. Ah, there it is. 1 rifle just poking at the oil there, because why not? Here we go. This army did get somewhat unspotted. Instant low power on the egg, and that's unfortunate. This artillery is in great position, though. Getting decent hits, but there is counter artillery. Oh, no. Tailix, once again, his tanks are out of position. The Blackhawk there chases off the artillery. And this is going to be a huge problem for Tailix. He's going to lose a lot of assets here. Harvester is going down. All of his army is going down. Looks like a lot of it's up here in the right corner. Just absolute brutal going for the power. MSV probably going to get away unless he chases it. Oh no, the infantry shredder pillboxes. But even still, I'm not sure if Tailix can hold this. There is a lot of armor there. And Sudo is just absolute collapsing upon here. Artillery not being micro, but he does not need it. He has forces overwhelming. One last pillbox standing for Tailix. Oh, another pillbox comes up. And somehow Tailix has all the excess power. Any of these fakes? No, because he's England. But man, he's just absolutely dogging on that power. Go for the war factory now, maybe? Nope. Back to the power. Tailix is still somehow just absolutely floating above power, which is kind of amazing. And Sudo is just stringing in. Oh, there is a flank down here. I thought I heard it. Tailix getting 3, maybe 4 harvesters down there. But he's still under a lot of pressure here. Oh, that artillery being big. That was a big hit. It's going to get another big hit, and now it is just medium tanks. Is this attack going to die out? But it did a lot of damage. At the same time, Tailix is still doing damage down here. 3 harvesters over here. That is all of Sudo's income besides this. Tailix has to be careful though. These could maybe kill the war factory if he wants to micro him. Or could get some great crushes. Just hopefully does not forget about these on an attack move. Looks like he is indeed going to get freedom out on attack move. Going to get a barracks for his trouble. Not the worst thing in the world, but those medium tanks could have been much more effective. Not killing that SD and focusing on the power was a choice as well. I think killing the SD would have been great. And these 2 tanks for Tailix just absolutely pounding Sudo right here. He has 3 harvesters left to his name. It seems like that might be a weakness of his, is his eco recovery. I know it's tempting for a lot of players just to keep pushing when you think you have the advantage, and then you look back at your base and realize that oh, there was a flank going on and I've lost all my harvesters. That's when you kind of really have to just commit to building more harvesters, building more refs, and stopping all of your army production just so you can get back into the game. Because he's going to lose another harvester here. These 2 tanks up to Veterancy 1. This one probably just lagging behind, but it's done a lot of work itself. Gets the assist medals on those tank kills. 2 harvesters left. We are 11 minutes in. That is rough on the eco. In fact, I'm sure if I look at the eco earnings graph, it is just, oh, he's actually ahead at one point and then just down a little bit, up and down. Same time, Tailix did take a hit to his eco. He lost a harvester here, lost a harvester here, but for the most part, he's been pretty untouched. Not sure where this harvester is. Maybe got transferred over here. This one rifle just the entire time just poking away, and I'm glad I get to see it as it kills that oil derrick. So that is an A+ effort for you, sir. Well done. Now where are you gonna go? You're just gonna go and die to a pillbox? That's fair. It's relatable. So you're gonna try to kill this ref. Not gonna happen. Tailix is just got enough. Oh, if he doesn't kill that rocket, never mind. The ref is gonna go down. I stand corrected. Now we're gonna see a little tit for tat here. Tailix, luckily his MSV is parked here, but Sudo has a pretty decent army there. In fact, that's like his only army. He's just sitting in on an ore field. Tailix definitely got the army advantage. 17,000 to 7,000. That is a huge difference. It's almost 3 to 1. It's like 1.5. Oh no, Sudo is gonna find this MSV. Nice pillbox placement. Trying to get the MSV out of there with the help of the road. I think it's actually gonna escape. Luckily for Sudo there, no casualties. Tanks were in good position. Now they're gonna run right into the pillbox, and this is gonna be very bad news. Loses at least 4 rockets there. That is not great. Tailix needs to get an engineer or start repairing that. Luckily, just pops the ref back there. Sudo trying to puck in with the medium tanks. But I do like that he retreats. Here's the artillery. No reason to lose this medium tanks, and that means you know that there's probably an army there, since artillery are never by themselves. Once again, Tailix just camping the ore fields back here. Sudo is doing a decent job on eco recovery. He's up to 4 harvesters now, but he really needs 5 or 6. Somehow he's not completely broke, which is nice. So maybe he's not building out of his barracks, which it looks like he is. That's good there, but yeah, he kind of needs to start building soon, because this is a huge army for Tailix, and as soon as Tailix realizes that, it can be pretty bad. Oh, gets decent crushes on his way out, just accidentally. And here's a little harv hunting group tangling with a tackling a pillbox. This harvester getting pushed down, so there you go. You're up to 5 harvesters. That is a good start. Probably think about building an army again, expanding, and that looks like exactly what he's doing. Unluckily that medium tank was just super low, but is going to clean up that. We'd love to see that medium tank go back for repairs since it's right there. What else is Tailix going to do right now? This would be a good time to go to tier 3, but instead he's building the helipad, so not the worst thing in the world. Both these others went down, so Sudo's definitely been struggling for eco, and then once again, the huge army for Tailix is on the move, and it's going to find a nice juicy soft spot. Sudo is not prepared for this. He's got all his army where I think it should be in this game, but I guess there's been a lot of action on this side of the map, and that is such a huge army to deal with this. I don't think there's any way that Sudo can hold on. This medium tank actually might scout and reveal this. We'll have to see. I'm sure the artillery are going to give their position away. Oh, well, there's one. Does Sudo respond? No, no, yeah, he's starting to respond. He's sending in a scout right there, but he needs to send his whole army. One harvester instantly going down. MCV going to go down as well. There's no way it gets out of there. And now his whole expansion is gone. This helipad built at minute 6 has not seen a single Blackhawk afterwards. Artillery are stuck on the medium tank, which is nice, but again, Tailix has power overwhelming here. He is some Protoss, though he's playing more like a Zerg, which is absolute swarm of infantry right now. Sudo trying to expand here, finally at minute 15, but I think it's about 10 minutes too late there. Not much he could do. His eco got raided pretty hard. He's going to try to collapse here, and I mean, he's got the army to deal with this, but Tailix has a secondary army coming in the top. Gonna lose his radar, not too important. Tier 1.5 is more than enough. Oh, but that artillery up top, one comes out before the radar goes down. That's actually big, because it's going to stop that northern attack. Tailix is going to push back here, but honestly, I think he should probably just try to trade as much army as he can. This is all that Sudo's got going for him. He's got one ref left. Harvester's long distance mining. But there is tier 3, so I imagine we're going to see Tanya pretty shortly at some rate. Tailix going to come in here with Blackhawk. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, going to go for the artillery. Gets the artillery at the cost of Blackhawk. Not the most cost efficient, but it is what it is. Tailix still got the army down the bottom, and that is his only army in position again. He's got a lot of army on his flank. So once again, Sudo might find a way back in this game just purely through army position, and once again, just going for that power plant. Unfortunately, Tailix is still full power for now. Every defense he kills keeps him in power. He needs to get these tanks in front. He's losing so much infantry. They are out of position. Still not in front. Man, those pillboxes are just getting so much value. Probably going down, and I see that Tailix is going back into the main base. Is there anything left? No, not really. MCV is still out of dodge, but Tailix is going to kill that most likely. It's going to go down. Tier 3 might go down. SD might go down. But I think Tailix is going to claim this game. Pillbox doing absolute work though, and a turret in your face, because why not? Well, that is going to be Sudo's last MCV. Don't think he's going to be able to build another one in time. He's not even trying. He's building a medium tank. SD goes down for Tailix, but he should have enough to just kind of deal with this. Although, where is his MCV? There's only one here, one down here. I think this is it. These are the last buildings for Sudo. His army is going to get cleaned up. SD goes down. No more chance to build an MCV. The last 2 barracks are going to go down. And it is going to come down to his last building being destroyed. And it is going to be the War Factory. And Tailix will take this series 2-0. That was a pretty back and forth game. Very atypical a la Minion style. So well played to Tailix there, looking pretty strong. But Sudo also looking pretty strong. I think if he keeps up this game, he's actually going to be pretty good in a while. Just has to get the bases down. Get that eco recovered a little bit faster. Tailix was pretty good on the eco. And power snipes over the SD was a little bit choice, but it is what it is. That is going to be it, and I'll see y'all next time.